This is Katrin with Disability Rights New York. Welcome to our podcast, Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned. We are here to bring you information on the most relevant topics regarding disability rights and advocacy. As New York State continues to address the coronavirus pandemic, Disability Rights New York will be recording podcasts specifically targeted at bringing you up-to-date information and resources, and we will do our best to get you information as it changes. If there is a topic that you would like us to address, please comment below or email us at podcast@drny.org. Today, we welcome DRNY staff advocate Nancy Nowak to discuss unemployment insurance during the COVID-19 pandemic. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, there are so many things to consider right now, the people at home and unable to work, and it's all over the news, especially about unemployment and the several issues that are going along with that, whether it's the timeliness of getting paid or who happens to be able to apply. We are now well into a statewide pause. Many New Yorkers are currently finding themselves unemployed. Let's start our conversation by talking about that.
Well, Katrin, really with the New York State pause, more and more people came down with the coronavirus, and so many places were closing their doors. The schools shut down on March 16th, and parents were having to juggle how to take care of their children and losing their jobs. There was just so much uncertainty. So that is when the CARES Act was passed by Congress, and it was signed into law on March 27th. Pretty much by this time, people were already out of work and know how they were going to pay their bills while taking care of their family members who might have had the coronavirus or themselves.
And many New Yorkers are dealing with a large range of issues as the pause continues. One of those issues is filing for unemployment insurance. There's been a substantial amount of difficulty with this. Let's talk about some of the barriers that people are facing.
Well, with so many businesses shut down, the number of people needing to file was really incredible. Pretty much overall, the New York State Department of Labor has seen an increase, which has actually amounted to over 3,000% compared to last year. So you can imagine that this was really significant for the DOL to try to deal with. Their website to file for unemployment just not withstand the traffic that was coming through, and it just virtually shut down. So many applicants who put in their claims in March are actually still stuck in a pending status and suffering. They haven't seen a dime yet. Navigating the website has been also very challenging for many people. A lot of people don't have computer access, so they're forced to apply by phone. I'm hearing that people are on the phone sometimes 3 to 5 hours on hold, waiting for someone to pick up. So it's extremely frustrating for folks.
That's an awfully long time to wait for any answers. And Nancy, talk to us a little bit more about the examples of people who might be eligible for unemployment right now.
Well, for general unemployment, the person must be either diagnosed with COVID-19 or they can have symptoms. So they may not actually have been diagnosed, but they have similar symptoms of COVID-19. Those folks are also eligible. They're living with somebody who's been diagnosed with COVID-19. They might be providing care for a family member or someone in their house that has the virus. They could be the primary caregiver of a child whose school or daycare facility is closed due to COVID-19. Another reason is that they could be unable to get to their job because of an imposed quarantine or because of their own medical status. Their doctor has told them they must self-quarantine. Another group of people that are eligible are folks that were scheduled to start a new job and they can't get to work because of COVID-19. Or lastly, if your workplace has closed because of the virus, they would be eligible as well.
So you just talked about general unemployment insurance. If our audience members are not aware, tell us about Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, or PUA, and how is this different?
Yes, PUA, they actually term it as PUA. So PUA is a new program that was created by the CARES Act. This is very different from general unemployment because it allows people to receive unemployment benefits that wouldn't typically be eligible. These can be people that are self-employed, independent contractors, people that are or have only been working part-time jobs. Anyone who is unemployed between the months of January 27th to December 31st that is not eligible for general unemployment can be eligible for PUA up to 39 weeks. And even if the person has only worked a few hours a week, they're eligible. There is no minimum number of hours or wages that a person has had to have made or worked prior to the pandemic. So this really opens the door to so many individuals. You've got kids that are working part-time jobs, and now they're eligible for these funds. So it's really built the number of people to apply for unemployment to substantial amounts.
And what if you're wanting and willing to find work as a condition of unemployment, and if this is flexible or even possible, given we are still on pause?
You can certainly look for positions, and there are some positions that are open. We know that the essential workplaces are looking for people, like restaurants that are doing a lot of takeout now, delivery service, or they call them gig work, like Uber Eats and Instacart, grocery stores, and even direct support professionals in group homes. They're looking for folks, janitorial companies. They're really desperate to find new people. While folks that are eligible for unemployment are supposed to be available and looking for work, under the CARES Act, we know that it's very difficult right now. So this gives them an area of flexibility. It's not that the person must find a job during this time. They're right now, they're not saying that you have to actually show proof of the applications that you're putting out during this time.
And so, as we talked about earlier, and you started to explain, there's been a long wait for some who are filing for unemployment. One of the questions that's on everyone's mind right now is, are these benefits retroactive?
Absolutely. There's no deadline. So if you are having really difficult time applying for unemployment and PUA and it's not going through, whenever you do actually get it to go through, you are eligible. So you don't have to worry about that. If you need assistance, someone can help you with that process. And once the application is processed and you're deemed eligible, all of the funds that you are eligible for will be paid to you back retroactively.
And how do these programs affect a person who's on Social Security or Medicaid benefits?
Oh, Katrin, that's a great question. A person who's getting Social Security or Social Security disability, they may only work a few hours a week in order to maintain their full level of benefits. They are also eligible. Ultimately, this means that the person, if found eligible, will be paid $600 plus a portion, which is typically 50% of what they normally make weekly, or the minimum level amount for New York State, which is currently $182. This means that that person is going to have a potential of being paid $782 weekly. We know that that will likely cause the person to go above their allowed threshold for Social Security and initiate an overpayment for Social Security. As a result, Social Security beneficiaries should contact Social Security and inform them that they are going for unemployment. People who are worried about having to reapply for Social Security do not have to worry about losing their status with Social Security. Their SSI cash benefits will probably be suspended, but you should not be terminated from the SS program. In addition, Medicaid, CHIP, and SNAP benefits will not be affected by this influx of money into your account.
Nancy, this is such a large topic, and there are a lot of questions that our audience has about this. Where should they go just to get some helpful information?
Well, they could definitely do a search online because there's so much information out there, but they need to make sure that they're looking at New York State information because every state has a little bit of a different take on this, the unemployment piece of it. So they could go to labor.ny.gov/unemployment assistance. Or you can certainly contact DRNY and look at our website because we do have a great fact sheet that will be made available on our website very soon.
And Nancy, we will list those links so they'll be easily accessed by our audience. Is there anything else you want to share with us on this subject before we wrap up?
I think it's important to tell folks that they really need to be patient and ask for help if needed. If you are someone who has applied and you've been stuck in the pending status for a very long time, chances are something that was entered on the application was incorrect. Finding that a lot of people are stalled into that status since they entered the employer's EIN number incorrectly or not at all. That number is on their W-2 if they filed. If the person did not file taxes, they also are eligible. So the Department of Labor will look that information up for them. Obviously, once you're asking the Department of Labor to do some of these things, it may make the process go a little bit longer. So again, be patient. I do suggest that if you call, you're going to need to wait for someone to answer. Be prepared for a really long hold time. The phone number for the Department of Labor is 1-888-209-8124. And remember, even though the information that you're going to be completing on the application says that you must be willing to find work as a condition of unemployment, this is flexible. So right now, you can state on the application that you are willing to find employment, but the Department of Labor knows that now is a difficult time. If you state you're not willing to look for employment or take employment, your application will likely be denied. So please be careful with that question.
Nancy, thank you so much for your time today. As things change, we will try and update our audience with any new information. Thank you again. Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned has been brought to you by Disability Rights New York, your source for disability rights and advocacy. If you enjoyed our program, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this post. If there is a subject you would like us to discuss, please email podcast@drny.org or comment below. Tune in next Wednesday, where we'll bring you more information on disability rights in the state of New York. The closed caption version of this podcast is available on our YouTube channel. To listen to more Empire State of Rights closed captioned, follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.